guys. So that's evidently could be my first YouTube video. Let us just start. Hi everyone, my name is Jane and welcome to my channel. This is my first YouTube video ever, so please join me in this journey. Today I'm going to speak about something that I know really well. I speak 4 languages and 1 dialect, so I will just share my tips of how to make the process of learning a language efficient and pleasant for you. If you are interested in this topic, make sure to watch till the very end, because at the end I'll tell you why you have no reason to fail, and I'll give you an important task. So please stay till the end. Well, I have been learning foreign languages since early childhood, and in these years I've accumulated lots of tips that work out well for me. So please feel free to use my experience and incorporate it into your learning routine. So here is my tip number 1. Throughout the day, please analyze all the sources of information that you have. Some people spend a lot of time online. Try to analyze what kind of online sources you are usually using in life in your first language. So make sure you put them down. For instance, you might be listening to the radio, you might be watching YouTube videos, you might be listening to music, you might be listening to the radio when you're driving somewhere. Those might be newspapers, Instagram posts, stories, that can be books, that can be some TV shows, some series, whatever you like. So try to analyze these sources of information. So all the sources that information is coming from, even in your first language. Next thing you want to do is substitute some of the sources of information you are getting with English. So you're listening to the radio in your mother tongue, switching to English. You're listening to the radio in your mother tongue. Try to switch to English. Try to find some radio programs that are pre-recorded or some podcasts in English and try to listen to them from time to time. For instance, you're following some YouTubers. Try to get the same kind of information that you are getting in a different language, in English for instance, or in any language you are studying at the moment. This is the way how gradually you incorporate a different language into your routine. You'll see how day by day this amount of information you are able to process will grow, and you will see how naturally you'll pass from your first language to your second language. Thus, tip number 2. I bet many of you spend a lot of time using a smartphone during the day. Thus, try to switch this source of information into English too. So switch your smartphone from your mother tongue into English. You will see how in just several days you'll learn lots of useful words and expressions that will stay with you for a very long period of time. Very useful. Tip number 3. We don't need anything which is wanted by other people. What I mean is that you need your own goal. You need your own goal that will motivate you, which will be clear for you. It can be anything basically, or it can be not a goal but a reward that you're going to get when you get to a certain language level. Try to think of something that motivates you, that gives you power, gives you energy to move on. For somebody that will be moving to a different country, for somebody else that will be studying in a foreign country, getting your dream job, perhaps growing bilingual children. We'll speak about bilingualism a bit later, I think. Some other people are really motivated by just the opportunity to train their brain, to broaden their horizons, to understand people from different parts of the world better. So the first question, even before starting to learn a language, or even if you're stuck at a certain point, ask yourself this very question: why am I doing that? And don't use the messages of others. Don't use the ideas of other people. Just because people need it, because English is spoken all over the world, there are lots of people who speak it. No. Stop for a minute and think what could be your own goal or your own reward that you will get when you learn a certain amount of language that will help you to stay motivated throughout this process. Tip number 4. While we want to do sports, we want our body to stay fit. When we're learning languages, we want our brain to stay fit. So please, while you are in the process of learning a language, try to train your brain separately, apart from just learning words or learning expressions. Try some memory exercises. Try to do exercises that enhance your concentration, that help you to learn to process more information in a short period of time. Any kind of exercise you can find will do, but please don't forget about that. Don't just concentrate on the language, combine it with brain training. And my tip number 5. I see lots of people fail to do that, but this is very, very important at any point, basically. Lots of people, while learning a language, concentrate on such things as reading, as listening, as they're watching some videos, they're listening to music, they're trying to read something. Guys, I'll tell you what, this is an important point. While you're doing that, you're consuming information. So this is the process of consumption, right? You consume, you accumulate, yes, you come across the words, you memorize them and so on. But the most important thing is to remember that language is for communication. This is the means, this is an instrument that helps you to express yourself. That means try to follow the following rule. The amount of information you consume in language learning should be equal to the information you produce in language learning. So make sure there should be 50-50 somehow, or even more. Try to produce as much as you can. You listen to something, try to formulate it, try to say that. You've watched a video, try to summarize it orally, because these are the two completely different processes. When you just listen and read and you understand it, that's good, that's already something, perfect. But that's not actually enough for communication, because for communication you don't need just to understand. You also need to express yourself again, right? You need to put your message across. You need to explain to people what you mean. So please make sure this balance is preserved. Don't only consume, please produce. I know that everyone needs motivation when we're learning a language. All of us have doubts, we feel like energy is running low, we have our doubts, could I ever succeed or not? Guys, I'll tell you one important thing, and it's very easy. When you were born, when you were growing, most probably you've learned your own first language, your mother tongue. If you master that, that means that you can master any other language in the world. There's no reason to fail. Yes, the systems are slightly different. It might take time, but it doesn't mean that you will fail and that you're not capable of learning a language. So even when you feel like losing motivation, please follow on. Take a pause, but then carry on. This is very important. And in order to help you carry on, I'll give you one small, very easy task. Just now, after watching this video, try to think which tip you are ready to try out just now. Try to choose one and implement it into your learning routine. You can even write it down if you fail to forget about that, or you can write it down in your notes and you can get back to that from time to time. But please do that, because the best moment to start learning a language is now. Well, I think that's about it for today. That was such a new experience for me, but I think I loved it. Please make sure to subscribe to my channel. I'm eager to share my other tips and ideas about languages, about our mind and self-development here. And I think I'll see you in my next video. Bye!